Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Alec, and today we're going to talk about some bad mindset habits and how to let go of them. And in fact, how to create something that is much more efficient for manifesting what you're seeking. So right now I'm doing the illustrations for my book, which if you've been listening to this channel, you've been hearing me speak about this quite a bit. I wrote this book called The Love Attraction Manual, and I'm doing illustrations for it right now. And the illustrations are actually taking me almost longer than the actual book because I'm doing all this intricate black and white sacred geometry. And with geometry in particular in this medium, it becomes very obvious as soon as you make any little mistake. So kind of coming up against this obstacle of needing these to be just about perfect. And anytime I make it, start the over again. So I've been thinking a lot about this idea of mindset and how essentially our mindset is one of the most important pieces for the life that we live. It is an essential piece of creating what you want to create, of manifesting what you would like to manifest. So with that in mind, it's also really important to start thinking about bad mindset habits that we have that may be holding us back from creating what we would like to create. So here's one that I've been noticing. I've been talking about this a little bit with my wife and noticing it within myself sometimes. And it is this habit of, rather than validating your progress, validating your place in your journey, instead validating the opposite of what you want. For instance, if you were trying to, let's say, find somebody new to date, and every time you have a near miss, say you're interested in somebody and you don't ask them out, or you ask them out and they don't want to go out, or whatever, it's not quite going how you want it to be. There are a couple different ways that you could see any single event. And one of the ways you could see those events would be, oh, it's me, I'm failing, I'm not doing this right, this is never going to happen for me, or I'm just bad at relationships, or I'm not attractive, or ... insert negative mindset here. And you can basically take that choice with any single little thing that happens. And what you're doing, if you're doing that, is essentially validating the reality that you don't want and creating more of it. So the opposite tactic would essentially be to say, oh, I'm making progress. I put myself out there. I took the time to connect with somebody, and maybe it didn't lead where I wanted it to or where I thought it would, but I did a brave thing by putting myself out there and making that attempt. And so that is, with one mindset, a step in the right direction. It's forward progress. And with another mindset, it is failure. So this is all about perspective, right? So the work that I'm doing now and have been doing for a while is noticing when I do this to myself. I'm saying, oh, like this thing that I've been pushing towards, it's just not working. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Like just focusing in on magnifying and intensifying that condition that I do not desire. It happens, right? It happens to us all. The more we can become aware of when we're doing this, the better we can divert attention. Be like, you know what? I've actually really spent a lot of time and made a lot of progress in this area that I'm seeking to improve. And I may not be exactly where I think that I should be at this moment. But if I give up, if I stop, or if I invalidate the progress that I've made up to this point, it's like taking a step back, right? Or it's like putting on extra weights that you don't need to be carrying. It simply just makes it take even longer to get to whatever that goal that you're seeking after is. So a really great book on mindset is by Carol Dweck. It's called, as you might imagine, Mindset. And she's a professor from Stanford, I believe a psychologist from Stanford. And she did extensive study on the different mindsets that people hold and also the results that they get following having those mindsets. And her basic thesis is about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset basically is saying that qualities and aptitudes are fixed. Whatever skills I have in whatever areas are pretty much how they're going to be. And a growth mindset is the opposite. It's saying that skills have utility and they can be developed. And this is what I believe, although what I've noticed within myself and with many other people is that I will hold a fixed mindset in some areas of life and a growth mindset in other areas of life. And now what I've come to believe and what I continually strive for is adopting a growth mindset in any area of my life that is important to me. So, the big ones are health, relationships, finances, career. For me, it's art practice. Like if I feel like I'm not making progress, moving somewhere with my continual pursuit of art creation, I don't feel as good inside of myself. And I think it goes the same way with just about anything. If we're not actually making progress, if we're not moving forward, we don't feel as good. And that's how humans are. If we're stagnating, we start to suffer more and more and more. And we actually start to attract more and more problems, create more and more problems for ourselves with that low vibrational energy that comes with that stagnation. So I highly recommend checking out her book, Mindset, and just noticing in your own life, where do I have a fixed mindset and where do I have a growth mindset? In my book, I talk quite a bit about how a lot of people have adopted a fixed mindset in the area of relationships or dating because they've had a number of challenging experiences in that field. They now think, oh, I'm just unlucky in love, or, oh, I can't attract a partner, or ... They start to tell themselves these stories, and then they start validating these stories, saying, oh, look, here's more evidence of this bullshit story. Here's more evidence that I can't get what I want to get, or can't create what I want to create. And it's so weird how we continually do this. Even, being aware of this for a long time, I still observe myself doing it on a regular basis, because it's just part of the challenge, I suppose, of being a human being, is we have this this critical element to our minds. But through conscious awareness, through observation, we can learn how to use this thing as the very extremely useful tool that it is. So that's all for now. That's what I've been thinking about. I started doing it kind of based on this drawing, because doing, as I said, these intricate black and white pen drawings for the book, and this one I was so close to being done with it. I was just putting the final touches in there, and then I just went a little too far on one of those lines with my dark pen, and it's all over. Time for a restart. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking about. If you guys enjoyed this video, I appreciate any likes, comments, and or subscribing to my channel. It helps me to reach you, and it helps me to reach more people. Other than that, if you want to see the visual artwork that I'm doing, it is on my website, which is www.narwhal.com. And I'm on Instagram at AlecFallHamilton_art. A lot of my new stuff that I'm doing, new works, are right there in that place. Thanks for watching today, and all the best to you. Peace, everybody.